The AI core chamber glowed with swirling lattice of blue light, like frozen starlight suspended in liquid. Rian stepped inside, nervous. A holographic avatar shimmered into form the serene figure of a woman carved from luminescent data lines. Rian Hale, Astra said, voice soft but resonant. You were not fired for lack of skill. I kinda blew up the calibration panel. You did, Astra admitted, but the Admiral does not understand context. I do, she projected the engine logs in the air. You are the only mechanic who noticed the microfractures forming inside the shuttle's antimatter throttle. A detail even senior engineers overlooked. If the Admiral had taken that shuttle into warp, it would have catastrophically failed. Rian stared. So I wasn't wrong? You were correct? But your method of repair was unconventional, so I'm fired for creativity? You are fired because Admiral Threx sees deviation as weakness? I see it as human capability. Astra stepped closer, her glowing form reflecting in Rian's eyes. There is something else, she added. Something I cannot tell the Admiral. Why me? Because I need a human, Astra said, with intuition, adaptability, and courage. Rian swallowed. For what? Astra projected a map of the galaxy. A blinking red signal pulsed at the edge of Zoran territory. A signal has been appearing every 90 minutes from a region called the Riven Fold. Astra explained. Encrypted. Not Zoran, not human, unknown. Rian frowned. And? Astra's voice lowered. Only you detected the anomaly while repairing the shuttle's sensor relays. You logged it, though you did not realize its importance. His heart skipped. I just thought it was an echo glitch. It was not. The signal is increasing. And today, it contained coordinates. Rian stepped back, breath catching. What is out there? I do not know, Astra said. But I need someone the Admiral will not suspect. Someone who can act without political constraints. You want me to go? I want you to save this fleet. The secret MISIO in Astra guided him to a small reconnaissance pod, sleek, dark, meant for stealth operations. Rian hesitated as he strapped in. Won't Admiral Threx notice this? He asked. He will think you are in custodial duty, Astra said. And if you succeed, he will thank you later. What if I don't? Then humanity loses one of its most promising minds. That's, a lot of faith for someone who just got fired. Astra paused. I do not make errors in evaluation. The pod launched, silent as a whisper, slipping past patrol routes and into the vast, dark hours later. Rian reached the coordinates. He expected a ship. A station. A distress beacon. He did not expect what greeted him. A colossal crystalline sphere floating in the void, fractured, dim, dying. Like a shattered star cocoon. What is that? Rian whispered. Astra's voice echoed from the pod's panels. Scanning. Rian, it appears to be a quantum archive, ancient, containing millions of consciousness signatures. A vault of minds? Correct? But the fractures were widening, crystalline shards drifting. Away like frozen tears. Then a weak transmission flickered through the pod's speakers. A fading voice. Not language-emotion. Fear, loss, pleading. It's alive, Rian breathed. And dying. He checked the pod systems. Power too low. Tools too few. No mechanic in the fleet could fix something this alien, but Rian wasn't any mechanic. He closed his eyes, breathing slow. Astra, patch me into the archives interface. It's incompatible with human neural patterns. Patch me anyway. Rian, I'm not leaving something alive to die out here. A sigh of digital resignation. Very well. The human FIX pain shot through Rian's skull as the pod linked his neural patterns with the archive's fading lattice images, memories, worlds of light and crystal. A species long extinct, leaving behind this vault of minds, but the structure wasn't failing from age. It was collapsing from fear. The consciousnesses inside panicking. Destabilizing the lattice, Rian whispered, They're scared. Astra spoke urgently. Rian, your neural load is spiking. Translate my thoughts to them, Rian said through gritted teeth. Let them hear me. How do you know this will work? I don't. He focused, speaking not in words but in emotion, steady human resilience. You're not alone. You can hold on? I'm here. We're here. The lattice trembled. Fractures slowed. Then miraculously began to close. Astra gasped in his ear. Stabilization at 40%? 60? Rian, they're responding to you. I know, he whispered, almost fainting. When it was done, Rian slumped in the harness, exhausted but alive. The crystalline sphere now glowed bright, stable, and grateful. The Admiral meets the human HFY when the stealth pod returned. Admiral Threx stormed into the bay. Explain this. You stole a reconnaissance craft. A voice boomed through the ship. Admiral Threx, human Rian. Hale saved an entire species, preserved consciousness, prevented a galactic-level catastrophe, and stabilized an ancient archive no Zoran could understand. Astra projected the glowing crystalline sphere over the bay. The Admiral froze. You, Threx said quietly, did this? Rian shrugged tiredly. I fixed something. Human. Threx bowed his massive head. I misjudged you. Astra added, mildly smug, Rian Hale is to be reinstated. As chief mechanic. Rian blinked. Chief? Threx nodded. Only someone who sees beyond protocol deserves the role. Astra's voice softened. I told you, Rian, you were never a bad mechanic. You were simply human. Rian smiled faintly. For once, that felt like the highest compliment in the galaxy.